Hey everyone, Soul here. Today I'm going to show you some mods that can improve your performance for Skyrim VR, and we're also going to talk about some ailments that could occur when playing Skyrim VR, as well as how to combat them and fix the issues. If any of the information in the video helps you, don't forget to hit the like button as well as subscribe for more VR content, but especially Skyrim VR. I'm loving my roleplay series, card up above. Other funny moments, content as well as on the channel, but let's get right into it. First off, I will provide a link below from Cangar's lightweight lazy list document. It has information you can use to improve your modding. In this case, go to the any settings and adjust it accordingly to your computer specifications. An easy way to modify the any is using the Skyrim VR and Fallout 4 configuration tool. That's what I use for mine, and on the screen now is what I've done to my any files using that tool. Take a good look, a long hard look. Or you can come back to this video after reading Cangar's Google Doc. We'll be heading into the good stuff when you come back. Are you back yet? Go on. Do what you need to do. Go. Shoo. Read. Whatever. Do something. You back? Alright, now that you're back, I hope you've watched the introduction to modding, because we'll be modding our game. If you haven't, card up above for that. First is VR FPS Stabilizer. It's pretty self-explanatory with the title alone. It nullifies or completely gets rid of reprojections as well as frame rate drop spikes when looking towards certain directions, which Skyrim VR is known to do. The mod does things for you so you won't have to. If you're wondering what reprojection is, in simple terms, it caps your frame rate to a certain rate if your computer cannot handle it, and it attempts to make your game smoother with a false frame, or frames, if that makes any sense. When you install VR FPS Stabilizer, it will have a selection of things to select from, clearly, as I just whatever. You will have a series of refresh rates to pick from, and you will want to click accordingly to your refresh rate or whatever issue you are having. For me, I have a Valve index, so I selected the 120 Hz option. Next up, Skyrim VR Refocused. Now, did you know that if you click away from Skyrim VR to do whatever, close your music, your web browser, delete your browser history, Skyrim VR's performance drops exponentially because it's not the center of attention. Skyrim VR needs to be set as the active window on your system, otherwise it will not operate with the most optimal performance. Skyrim VR Refocused refocuses the Skyrim VR window towards the center of your window, your desktop. It makes it the center of attention. It's like that one animal, your pet, that really craves that attention but is not getting it, and it decides to just pop up in your face, licking you drastically, or scratching you, or biting you like my cat does me. Anyway, it refocuses the window, but it also helps with the use of OVR drop and toolkit if you use those for like streaming needs, or you need to access a Spotify or something. But after a specific timer, the Skyrim window will reset and be placed in front of your system if you're not using the mouse, if you're not using an application, and so on. That's what Skyrim VR Refocused does, and it is essential. One thing to point out before heading to the next section, check your task manager and see what program is eating at any unnecessary resources. An example of this could be Wallpaper Engine. As cool as it is, the program eats at your resources and can cause performance hit to your game. So check your programs and make sure nothing is eating at your computer and eating at your life, because VR is my life and it's eating at me all the time. Now, eye strain sucks. I've had it. It took me months to fix, especially with Skyrim VR and Fallout 4 VR, because these were the only games to cause me such a strain. I've played Bladed Sorcery for hours and hours. I've played all kinds of games, Beat Saber, even though that's not as demanding as others. Skyrim VR and Fallout 4 VR are the only games that gave me such a massive headache and even caused me stomach aches. Like it just like turned my stomach. It was just like going through the ringer. It really sucked. But now it's fine. My right eye felt like it was going to explode when it happened, and now it's just great. It's fantastic, no issues. I feel like my 20/20 vision is just getting greater, just getting better. Fantastic as I play this game. It's jaw-dropping when I look at things and not wanting to, in nicer terms, hurt myself. These next few things are going to help with your eye strain. Now, note that some things could have a performance hit and some could help you, some could do different things, so just be aware of this. So, first things first is C.A.S, or Contrast Adaptive Sharpening. It sharpens the blurry parts of your game because the blur in Skyrim is poop. Just make sure the super sampling is all the way down, but C.A.S requires the SkyrimVR ENB files, which could eat at your performance. And you've been warned, as I said earlier, that there are alternatives. If you want to use C.A.S and you still want to use an ENB, links in the description below for those specific things, as well as everything else mentioned in this video. First alternative is the Sharper Eye. It is a reshade preset, which is kind of like ENB, but different. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's a reshade preset like C.A.S, but it's more performance friendly. As C.A.S is based off of ENB, the Sharper Eye isn't. It clears away the blur and gets rid of unnecessary mists. Great thing about it is that it's configurable to your liking, which brings us to the next one. VrVision, another reshade preset that was in fact based off of the Sharper Eye. They just have mainly visual differences, as they are. That's what they intend. They try to help you with blur and give you a better image. Personally, I used VrVision. It just seemed better to me in terms of my eyes, but everyone's different. Everyone has a different opinion, and so on. When I use the reshade presets, it does the exact same thing as the Sharper Eye, but with some tweaks. As I said, it is basically based off of the Sharper Eye. But look at them both, figure out what you like best. If you like one's image better, use it. If you like the other one better, use it. They both have great aspects to them. I liked both, but as I said, I personally chose VrVision because it was more pleasing to my eyes. It helped me with my eye strain. The last thing is the most important, and it will absolutely cure most of your eye strain. Finding the correct I.P.D, which stands for interpupillary pupillary, something like that, distance. I.P.D, I'm just gonna call it that, I.P.D, which is basically the distance between the center of your eyes, your pupils, you know, the black dot that can go woo or woo, that. I.P.D is important because if it's not set correctly, those headaches I mentioned will happen, and maybe even those stomach aches, because those suck too. There are plenty of sites you can find that can give you the distance, or you can ask a friend or your fiance, like I did, as well as my father. You can ask somebody to measure it for you just by grabbing a ruler and starting from 0 and going to the other pupil. Just keep your eyes still. I used 4 different methods and people to get an average ballpark because not everything is perfect. Some people don't have the correct eyes, I guess. Can't exactly measure it properly as well. But I used 4 different methods. I used my phone, I used the computer, I used the webcam from my DSLR, I used my fiance, I used my father to help me figure out the average ballpark around my I.P.D. Now mine is 60 millimeters, I think is what it is. I think the I.P.D is set to millimeters, but that's what mine was. Now you can go to an eye doctor if you want a more accurate determination of your I.P.D. I mean, because clearly they're doctors. That's what they're meant to do. It's an eye doctor for a reason. But once you find it, you'll notice the drastic difference between guessing your I.P.D and getting the correct distance. It's such a drastic change, and it will do you the better, and it will create a much better VR experience all around. So just find that I.P.D, write it down if you need to, and use it. And if you have other friends that don't know their IPD, help them with them. And when they come by and decide to play, hey, I want to try your VR. You're like, oh, do you know your IPD? No, I don't. Here, let me help. So you don't get fucked. So you don't get sick in the head with your stuff. Anyway, one thing to note, however, the older versions of the headsets, such as the Vive Pro, which I still own, they are digitally correcting your IPD, which won't have the best effect compared to the physical adjustments from something like the Valve Index, which is my current headset. Bonus segment, motion sickness. I don't suffer from it, but there are plenty of people who do. As I said, I'm not one, but my fiance is. And I'm gonna try some of these myself with her. These are just speculations, and these are also some things that are proven to help. So I'm going to try this with her and see what goes on. First off, if you have any pointers for future viewers and you know of a few ways to combat motion sickness, comment them down below and I'll pin them for the future viewers in case someone decides to come to this video for help. It will really help other people as well. A fan can stop the discomfort of being in the new reality. Just because it's blowing air in your face or your body or whatever, just that slow, cool breeze can make you less likely to barf with your gear on. I'm gonna try this with my fiance, see if it works. I think I've done it before, but I can't recall. It's been so long since she even touched my headsets or even used it. I'm kind of sad about it. It makes me sad, Panda. Anyway, I just heard this from a different source, from several sources actually, but try it for yourself. If it doesn't work, try the next thing, which from what I've heard has a higher success rate. Natural Locomotion or VRocker, or VRocker, whatever you want to pronounce that program. They're both on Steam. They're both separate programs you can use, and they will basically make you be more physical in your motions when you're playing VR. Like VRocker or VRocker, whatever, I think makes you jog more, while Natural Locomotion makes you sway your arms, or you can use your feet if you have trackers while you're in place. Noted. I hope you're not using these and literally running, hitting a TV or something. It basically tricks your mind to thinking you aren't staying in one place. You're moving, you're doing what the normal human body does, but in reality, you're just standing in place. And in my eyes, you might look like a nut running in place, because I don't do that. But then again, I'm devoid of emotion sometimes. But if it works out great, then that's all that matters. Not your dignity. It just won't affect you. Just as long as it works, it's all that matters, right? Just ignore the fact that your dignity may diminish or something. I won't judge you. Now that's it for this video. If there's anything you want me to cover, comment it down below. If any of this helped you in any way, hit the like button. If you want more Skyrim VR content, you can check out my roleplay series, which I try to become my character Wolfram in this journey becoming the greatest battle mage or spell sword. I haven't decided what route I wanted to take, but I'm having a blast doing it. Just check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. You get to see more of me trying to my hardest to become somebody else that I'm not. I've never done roleplay, so that's why I'm doing it, but I really wanted to try. I've always wanted to do it. Anyway, subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications for when those go live, as well as other VR content and funny moments content from different stuff that are from my streams. And my streams are on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. I restream, and you can check it out at any of those platforms. All the links will be down below. I hope you have a great day, great evening, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep your soul free.